Hi there, it's Shell and Clint.
Hello.
Clint is over there sitting, working on his doily. He had to work this morning and has been in so much pain. But he just made us some homemade egg noodles, and we're going to have like a turkey noodle soup, similar to chicken noodle soup, but we only have turkey. So, um, we are going to work on doing the binding, and I wanted to go ahead and show that to you guys. I am using just a carving knife, and I'll link this below. It is one of Clint's. He had several of them, but it worked really good for this. But if you don't have one of these, you could certainly use an X-Acto knife or a utility knife. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut my spines off, and let's do it away from me. You know, I'm not too worried about the, saving anything. I just want the covers. So I'm just gonna kind of go down the edge. Oops.
Ow.
If I can see what I'm doing. And the cat's sitting on Clint if you hear him screaming.
I do apologize. It's bad today.
He's in a lot of pain. He walked over 8,000 feet. He has one of those exercise things on his phone, and he walked over 8,000 steps this morning. So
4 miles.
yeah, he's really in a lot of pain. So and then he made up those noodles. Told him he didn't have to. I could figure out something else for dinner, but he wanted to. So nothing better than homemade noodles. So, and then we're done with our cutter. So I'm going to go ahead and put that aside because it is really, really sharp. Clint keeps it sharp for me. Okay, and I mean, that's the extent of, getting our binding and everything. And then what I like to do is go ahead, flip everything over, and kind of we're going to work with this. And I'm going to use this beautiful fabric. I just love this, and it worked out really well. I went ahead and did the other one that I've been doing, and the cover, and it worked so nice, and it looks just absolutely beautiful. So what I'm going to do is just kind of measure it, and I'm just going to do a little tiny cut. Let me see if I have scissors right beside me, which I probably don't.
I don't have mine.
That's okay. Maybe I can just kind of
Use your knife.
put my knife right here and just trim it. See how nice that worked? It is like a razor. So, and I'm just going to rip it. And if I did that right, it should go all the way around. But you guys know how I am. Let's see. So I went ahead and cut some really strong cardboard down. These came off of some shelving units that we put in my craft room. And it's like, I have the 12 by 12 squares, and you put these supposedly on the back of those squares, but I saved them for these. So, and see, that's like perfect. So I'm just making sure everything's ready before I get started. And then what I'm going to do is just kind of position them just a little bit. I think that's okay. Just a little bit with a small gap in between. So I have a little bit of a kind of loopy thing there, but I'm not going to worry about it. And then again, I'm just going to use my art glitter glue. I use my art glitter glue pretty much for everything. And I always have a link below. And for Amazon, however, I buy my gallon like from the actual art glitter glue company. And this is why, because I use it on everything. So now I'm just going to use my finger. You could use a paintbrush or something, but I just do whatever. is fastest and gets me the results I want. So I kind of know about how much glue I wanted on here for all 3 pieces. So I'm just going to do this and just glue. I know the fabric comes to about right here, so that's why I'm kind of stopping, you know, just inside the blue line. And now these books do, these particular ones for sure, have kind of like a shiny surface. And if you were worried about that, you could sand it down or something, but see how it kind of puddles? What I found worked for me was, what I would do is just kind of keep playing with the glue and let it kind of cover that, because eventually it will, and that was fine. And you know, I didn't have any problems by doing that. You don't want too much glue, it will seep through your fabric. So if you get too much, then just kind of, you know, take it off and put it back, because like I said, it will kind of seep through your fabric. And if you don't want that, especially on this fabric, it didn't really matter. But if you had a fabric that you don't want, you know, anything going through it or anything, you want a thinner layer of glue. So what I'm doing is just kind of getting it on my finger and just kind of doing this. I do like to let the kind of art glitter glue kind of set up for a little bit, and by doing that it kind of gets a little bit tacky, and I think that works pretty well. So now, because I moved everything, I'm going to just put everything back, and just about, and I'm just leaving like a 1/16 of an inch or so in between. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to, since this is the back, I know I want to overlap the inside, so I'm just going to kind of position this as centered as possible and just kind of tack it down, you know. Here's some glue overage. That's not going to bother me, because I will put something on the edges. I'm not sure what that something is, because I'm not that far yet. So as you can tell, you can tell that it's white right there, but that's not going to bother me, because you know, it will I think it'll blend in well enough that I'm not going to stress about it. Okay, and I'm just going to let that stay just for a minute. Let's see if I can move it without it. There we go. But this fabric is so beautiful. I really wanted to use it for this part. And now this is kind of all cardboardy, so I'm just going to do the same thing. It's really simple, you know, and then we'll have to let it dry really well before we put our signatures in. But I did want to kind of get this part done.
Did she happen to say where she got that fabric in?
She actually got it from a thrift store.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah, I think we had somebody either ask about this fabric or another one, but I'm sorry, I don't know where I got either one of them from. They were from Happy Meal, so I love this one. I think this really made the journals. So thank you, Marilyn, because, you know, I would have made something work, but I think this just turned out perfect for it. So I do want to make an announcement that there are some orders in the store. If you have been waiting even for a couple of weeks, then be sure and check out the store. You know, I mean, we don't have a whole lot, but we have like 4 or 5 people who have not claimed their order yet, and I don't know how long to wait, you know, before I kind of remove you from the list and move on to the next person. But I'm gonna give you a week or so, but you know, I don't want them just kind of hanging around. when I know other people are waiting. So I want to put that out there. If you're waiting and you don't think you've been contacted, then please go and check out the store. The link is always below in the detail section. So,
And I've been told to take it easy today and rest. So
yeah.
I've been working on it.
Clint had to rest again today. He worked all morning and he's been moaning and groaning since he got home. So he has to rest, whether he wants to or not. Plus the weather's kind of iffy out there. It's kind of,
Let's sprinkle right now.
yeah, it's raining and sprinkling and stuff. And his next project needs to be done outside. So, because he needs to make some more of the blanks. Now I'm just putting a little bit on the edge of the fabric so that when I put the other fabric down, it will stick. So I'm just going to kind of make sure I have enough here. And then I want to make sure I clean off my threads on my glue. But, you know, I was going to try to do just a little bit of glue inside that little tiny spout, and it just was not working. Okay, that's pretty tacky, so I think that will work pretty nicely. And then I'm just going to kind of connect them. Wipe off the edges. And that's how simple it is to do the, you know, to actually do the spine. So now what I'm doing is just kind of going through, it's kind of bunching up, and I just, you know, I don't really want that. So I'm just making sure that when it dries and stuff, it's going to lay flat. So I think it looks pretty nice. And you know what, we're just going to let this dry for a little bit, and then I'll come back and we'll sew in our signatures. So we'll see you guys in a few minutes. Okay, and I am back, and this is now very, very dry because I let it set overnight. Though for you guys it was only a minute or two. So what I did is I went ahead and I pulled my binding kit. So I have an awl that I use. This is just one I picked up at a yard sale, of course, because that's what I do. I have some waxed linen thread. Pretty sure it's waxed. Well, it says polyester waxed cord 0.020. I will leave that in a listing below. And then what I do is I have a lot of like templates that I've made. So what I do is I go ahead and put these on a piece of cardstock, and I was thinking about using this one here, but I think I might let me see. No, that would be too thing. So my thoughts are, you know, usually I can find one of my templates that work, and I thought of this one, and I was thinking, you know, I think it would be too narrow. So I'm going to show you how to make a template real quick. So let me go grab my cutter, and we're going to go ahead and make another template. And I'll be right back. Okay, so what I want to do first is just take a measurement, and it's about 7 3/4. I'm just going to cut it down to 7 1/2 because I can just adjust the height, and that's not going to bother me. And I'm going to cut down this piece. I know my my one piece is 2 inches thick, so I'm just going to cut this down to 2 inches by 7 1/2, and I'm using this cutter. But I do like just putting them on cardstock because it, you know, I can save my pieces. So, and on the back somewhere, I'll just put 7.5 by 2 inches. I guess that's all I need. I'm just thinking. And then I want to make sure and put top, because no matter how hard you try, you know, to be exactly correct, if you accidentally turn it around, things still won't line up. It's just, I guess it's a rule of, what do I think, a rule of journal making. I tell you guys, it's so funny, so fun. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do this as simple as possible. I want 1 inch from the top. I'm just going to line it up and just put a line there, and then 1 inch from the bottom, and I'm just using my grid mat. You could use a ruler, whatever you want to do. I just like to go quick and easy on these. And like I said, I would have used this one, but the holes are too close together, so that was my reasoning. And then I just kind of want to figure out where I want to go. So probably about 1/2 inch inside of each section. So it's going to give me 1/2 inch, and then it looks like 1 inch in between, and then 1/2 inch. So let's go a little bit further, and we'll just go like 5/8 of an inch. You can do this however you want to. I just want it to, you know, just a guesstimation. It doesn't have to be perfect. So it's exactly 1/2 inch from the other side, and I know I want it to be like 1/8 or whatever. And you know, like I said, I don't do it perfect. I just make sure whatever I'm lining up looks about correct. And then we'll do this. And then the center, which is 7.5. And what I like to do is just kind of position it until it looks the same, kind of here, here. Like I said, I just don't spend a lot of time on these little templates. And then I just kind of look at it, make sure it kind of looks like what I want it to. And then let me grab my hole punch, because I do like punching little holes at the intersections. So my goal is to go ahead and have pretty much the same from both sides of the template and in the center. For my signatures, I'm just going to use the three hole signature, no, what am I thinking? 3-hole pamphlet stitch. I tell you guys. Okay, let me grab my little tiny hole punch and I'll be right back. Okay, and this is just 1/8 of an inch hole punch. Feels like it needs to. And I just like to punch my holes using this. It just is pretty simple. And then I can just kind of go through and draw a hole, a mark. So, and it seems to work pretty well. Okay, and then like on the back, I do have 7.5 by 2. And I just keep all of these so I don't have to do this every single time. You know, it just makes things go so much quicker. And I like quick. So, now what I'm going to do is just going to kind of line it up. It is a little bit shorter than what my binding is. And I just kind of make sure that it, you know, is sitting in there pretty well. Kind of center top to bottom, side to side, all that good stuff. And okay, let me grab a pen. Should have cleaned up my mess before I started all this. Look at this mess over here. But I was kind of anxious to get this done today, so let me grab my pen. Clint had to run down and do a short job, and he had to be there by 7 this morning. So he, and I just kind of aim for the center. This is just a, I don't know, it's not a very good pen. But he had to be there at 7 for a private locate, and he just said, stay home because I'm planning on running down and I'll be back shortly. So now I am just making sure that I can see my spots. But anyways, I thought I'd try to get this done. I can kind of see that one, but not really that one. Okay, I can see it now that I kind of looked. So you know what I'm going to do? Just going to kind of poke a little hole. That way, when I poke holes. Anyways, he had to run down and do that. And so I thought I'd try to get this done while he was gone, because he is planning on working on blenders when he gets home today. So now I'm just going to go through and punch a hole in each of my dots, if I can see them. And you guys have probably seen this 100 times. But, you know, it's one of those things that you just is necessary. And you guys know everything I do. Something's going to fall on the floor. But anyways, I was trying to get this video done so I can get it ready to post for tomorrow. And before he gets back, because of all the loud noise and stuff of the ink blenders. So, okay, so all my holes went through and everything. Now what I'm going to do is pick up my mess real quick, because I need something from all that stuff that just fell. And then we will put in our signatures. So let me do that, and I'll be back. Okay, the good thing is we didn't have a lot of stuff that fell. So I do need my binder clips, and I think that's all I needed. So let me set this aside and grab my scissors. And I think we're ready. I'm so excited. So, my plan today is to get this done. It won't be all in one video for you guys, but my plan is to get the videos done, get these journals done, and get them listed in my store. And there's some other things I need to work on. After we're done with these, I plan on just doing like small tutorials, not any series, or if I do any series, then you know it'll be just small tutorials, like more envelopes or something like that. So let's go ahead and check these out. I know I want to have them go in like this. I do want to take some things out and just make sure things are, you know, where they need to be. Make sure there's nothing else that I want to add in before we sew in our signatures. I know I'm going to do a bunch of pockets, things like that, and I'm not worried about, you know, sewing them in, like as in with the sewing machine. But like this guy, I'm going to go ahead and take him out for now, because he has a tendency that he might kind of fold over and get sewn in to my signature, and I really don't want that. Oh, I don't have any awesome thing in the center. Let me see what I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's 15 pages, which is good because I normally aim for 12 to 15 or so. You know, I'm not that particular or anything, but I want like a focal point for like the inside of my signatures, and that is one thing I have not done. So Michelle, what are you going to do now? I said once I was going to get organized, and one of the ladies on here said, no, don't get organized because then we can't relate to you. Thank you to whoever said that. But I do need something in the center because, you know, it just needs something. So I'm thinking to myself, I mean, I don't have to, I suppose. But I was just thinking about what I have and if there's anything. And actually, what I could do is just like really decorate the center. So maybe that's what we'll do. Because, you know, I have tons of butterfly stuff now. Okay, let's just do that since, you know, I didn't think of that before. So this one really, there wasn't much of tiny things, and I really love decorating these guys because they're just fun. This one, I did want that there, and you know, like I said, I did 2 signatures this time, and it's going to give me plenty of room to decorate. So I guess the cats didn't realize I needed a peace and quiet. This is Sophia. If you guys haven't seen Sophia, up here, look, up here. She kind of hums. Hear her humming? Up here, baby girl. Hey, hey, hey. Sophia. Oh, you guys can't even see her pretty eyes. Sophia, up here. She's looking back too far. She's one of the triplets that we have. And she's a girly girl. Anything that kind of pops or, you know, like this, she loves the sound of stuff like that. And she comes running. But she doesn't purr. She's a hummer. Sophia, you're going to talk to the people. So here's your cat fix. For all those who wanted a cat fix. Sophia, see my mess? Sophia. Here, look at the pretty people. They love you. She's a sweetheart. She's a thumper. She walks heavy, which is so funny, but you can tell when she's coming up because she walks heavy. I know. Come here. Oh, oh, oh. I love you. Hop down. Okay, I thought it best to kind of set her aside so I can get this done and get holes punched without, you know, hurting her or anything. So, one thing I didn't think of, which is fine, it's no biggie, is, you know, this is going to be a little bit larger. I want to find my center. And then one reason I go ahead and draw the lines right through here, let me move this back because, no, this way. I draw the lines all the way across just so I can use them in my journals. So, to punch my holes. And I'm just kind of lining it up. It doesn't have to be perfect. But I'm just going to put just a little notch there so that I can line it up with another signature. So, and I just have 3 holes. Pretty simple. I like to use a really big, what's it called? Phone book. So, I'm just going to do that and punch my holes. And you really want to press them into the binding, or, you know, hold it so that you get a straight punch. Otherwise, it'll kind of come out the side of your book or your signatures. I'll show you what I'm talking about. But I just try to make sure they're well placed in there. Okay, so see how perfect they are, like right on the back. So that's what I do. I'm going to move this. And it really is important on what kind of twine you use. I used to use a different kind and had so many issues with it. So when I got this, it was like butter. I mean, it went through so nicely. So now I'm just going to measure times 3, so 3 times the signatures. That will give us plenty of space. Sophia's playing in the background. You know what she loves? She loves bobbins. Bobbins from the sewing machine. And I always make sure there's no string on them. But like if I have a plastic one that breaks or something, I just give it to her. And she'll just play with it all day. So, this is our first signature. And this is the front of the book, I think. Does it matter? I don't know. I don't think it matters. But for me, that's the front of the book. And I'm just going in the center here and find my hole here. I don't know why, but I always go down. I mean, you can go up. It's whatever you prefer. I guess I'm going up. What am I doing? Hold on. That's not even right. Yeah, it is. Isn't that right? Yeah, that's right. Sorry. But it is easier to make sure that you're doing things first correctly. Otherwise, you might not. And then you have to take them out. And especially when you're first starting out, you know, you do things upside down. Nothing is as annoying as sewing in your signatures and then like 5 or 6 signatures and then realizing that the third one or whatever was put in upside down. So I always double check because yeah, it's really annoying. I just want to make sure everything is correct. So, and then I go back in the middle and then in the top and back in the hole. Well, not back in, but in the hole, the top. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Sometimes it just doesn't line up very well, but you just kind of want to mess with it until it does. There we go. And then, there we go. And then you want to go ahead and go under, and it's better to go under with your needle so that you don't have that extra issue there. And then you just kind of pull it taut and tie a knot. That kind of rhymed. Pull it taut and tie a knot. I don't know. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and leave these hanging because I do have a lot of small butterfly charms, and I think that would be really cute to hang from these. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and make sure everything's tight. That was one issue I found with my other thread, is it would loosen over time, but this doesn't. So easy peasy. I'm going to put this one in, and then I have a lot of decorating to do. And this one, let's see what I want to do. I think I wanted to kind of glue it just a touch. Let me see if I have anything to clear this out. I really should clean up my mess. I think I'll do that later today. I'll cleanse outside. You know, I don't like to nap or anything. And I've been really doing my spring cleaning. So let me find some kind of something to stick in this thing. I really gotta get that figured out. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so I just have another pen and just stick that in there. Okay, so now I'm just going to kind of tack this because I'm not sure it will stay in place with my binding. So I'm just kind of going all the way down the center and just kind of tacking that so that it will stay attached. Okay, that's Clint. So let me check my messages and I'll be right back. Okay, let's try this again. He was in town and thought he'd give me a call, see if we needed anything. Let's see. I'm just going to make sure, you know, everything lays okay. I kind of like to fold those over because inevitably they will kind of get tied up in there. So just kind of, again, I'm just rearranging things to the way I want them. I'm going to go ahead and take this off. And see what we can do here. Let me count my pages because it looks shy. I think I already counted them, but you know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I think that's good. So I'm going to go ahead and fasten them and check my messages again because Clint is texting again. Should have brought it over here. I'll be right back. Okay. I turned my phone off yesterday because when I nap and somebody texts me, or even if I get an email, it kind of pops like dings or whatever, and I didn't want to be disturbed, so I forgot to turn it back on. And so anyways, just me rambling. Okay, so that's pretty simple here. We're gonna do the same thing that we did on the other one. Make sure I have the top, the front, top, and we're gonna line up our template. Again, I put that one little mark there so that, you know, they would kind of be the same. I'm just going to put little dots right in the center of the signature. You know, once you get the hang of this, you've been doing it for a while, it's really simple. It doesn't take very long. I prefer to put my signatures in with one piece of, put each signature in separately. You know, I did take a class where they put used one piece of thread and put it in like all 6 signatures, but then I had the issue of accidentally putting one in upside down, and you know, it's kind of hard to fix it, I guess, if you do that. You have to be really good. So, but she did a whole bunch of thread and then would thread it through and then tie on the next signature like that, and yeah, it didn't work so well for me. But do whatever works for you, you know. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's not my needle. Where's my needle? There it is. So I always use like a blunt needle because otherwise it will kind of stick in your paper. At least I have that issue. And the blunt needle kind of finds the hole better. And then we just want to make sure this is right side up. And we're going to sew that in. Again, starting in the middle. This is just how I like to do it. I think everyone has their own little way. Once you figure out what works for you, you know, and what you prefer, it's just things go so much easier. Okay, put this in here. Underneath here, pull it taut, and then in a knot. Just double checking it's the right way. Taut and in a knot. Okay, oops, that wasn't correct. And again, I'm just gonna leave that. We're gonna put some charms there. Okay, and put this down. But see what I mean? It could have got over there and got tangled up. In fact, I need to check my other one. So there's a few things right off the bat that I noticed that, you know, I need to do. It's not very full for one, which is fine. And but I know I want to cover, you know, some of these things right here. You know, I know I want to decorate all my blank pages. I'm kind of going through it and just kind of making a list in my head, and I'll probably forget it because it's in my head, but just kind of figuring out what else I want to add to this to make it complete or feel complete for myself. And I love these pictures and making sure that nothing, you know, everything is, nothing's tangled up. And I want to put my piece back on because I did have it on this signature or this paper here. And just kind of fold it. This paper is a little bit flimsy for this, but I think it works really well. And if I did it again, I might not have it dangle here. I might just kind of sew it or tack it onto this because it does kind of flop all over. But I think it works okay, you know. So I'm not sure if that was actually where I had it, but that's where it's going for now. I can always change it if I, you know, choose to. But isn't that nice? I love how that one looks. Plenty of space in the center. And I love this little, I think it just adds so much. So far I'm pretty happy with how it is looking. And we got all that sewn in. We still have to decorate the front of the cover. And of course put all of our ephemera and goodies and stuff on the inside. I love this. I think that is so pretty. So I think we're going to go ahead and work on a few of those items. It's a little crooked here. I'm not going to worry about it because it's a journal. It's not peeking out through the bottom. If you were worried about it, you could just kind of trim it down, but then the top would be off. I don't know. You know, it's handmade and I really like it. So, and it looks pretty good from the top, really good from the bottom. You know, if that bothers me, and it might, I can just trim it down, just maybe make a mark. let's just do that so you can see how I would do it. Like I said, you don't have to for sure, but if you kind of put a little bit of a mark there, and we can trim it. Oops, it might have been crooked when I put it in, you never know. But you know, it's just fixing little things. Anything you do can pretty much be fixed. There we go. And you just don't notice it, you know, that much when you are flipping through or when you have the journal in your hands. Okay, there we go. So see, it doesn't look horrible. I think it looks pretty good. And then this, I'm going to trim this just a little more. Just a little crooked still. There we go. So, and then, you know, that looks pretty good. And now we're just going to kind of go through and do some decorations. And we'll do the front of the book. Stuff like that. And I'm trying to decide if I want to go ahead and do that now or later, but let me kind of discuss what I wanted to put on the front of these journals. I really love, you know, these images, and these are from Seneca Pond Crafts, and I thought, wouldn't that be pretty, just kind of like a collage on the front? And I have two of them. Well, I have more than that, but I like the ones with the sayings. I do have that one, but it wasn't my favorite for like the front. This one would be kind of pretty, but so far I'm leaning towards these two. So I think I want this one. It just goes with the colors in the background and stuff. So for this one, let's go ahead and do that. Make this a little bit longer. Let me go get a few items that I want to kind of build up with, collage on and stuff. And then I will be right back, and we'll go ahead and decorate the front of the cover, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and got a few things cleaned up because it was kind of a mess. And I remembered that I had made these fun tassels, and I do want to go ahead and get set up for that. And the reason being is I need my awl. So I do want to do that, and I have these really cool kind of holders, and I got these from, oh, what's her name? I can't remember. Anyways, I'll try to remember that. Got those from someone on Etsy. I'll put a link below. If I remember it, I'll let you guys know. So what I'm doing is I'm just kind of, you know, just kind of eyeballing it right in the middle of these two signatures. That looks pretty good. I'm not going to stress too much over it. Let's do it right there. Denise. I got them from Denise at a Tattered Dream. But I wanted to go ahead and pop this in. I haven't used these before. I actually forgot I got them, but I came across them yesterday, I think, and I was like, oh yeah, I want to use those. Okay, so you just go ahead and push that in like your hole. And then we're going to just kind of fold it. I think I'm just going to fold both of them one way so that it doesn't poke out the top. And that looks pretty nice. It's a little crooked, but you know, can't get too upset about it, can I? So, and then we'll pop this little guy here. And it's going to be a little bit long, but I think that looks so fun. I love that. So I'm going to go ahead and put my awl up. Well, I'm just going to set it aside, because when I'm done here, I'll go ahead and do the same thing to my other one. But I think that is so pretty. I love how this is looking. This is Mr. Cubster again. Mr. Cubster again. Okay, Bubba. Let's hop down. Hop down. Oops. Say bye-bye. I did talk to Clint, and he's on his way home, which is good. And he didn't really say how he's feeling or anything, but anyways, I'm looking to see, you know, if I want to use this. I wasn't sure exactly what I want to do. I need some kind of trim here, I feel. So I'm just kind of seeing what all I have, what I could use, you know, that kind of thing. I kind of like that. But do I have enough that would go around? Ooh, I do too. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Pretty sure I have some more, I hope, in the bedroom, and I'll go look for that in a little bit. Pretty sure I just cut a piece off. If not, I'll do something different on the back or just leave it like it is. It's not bad, but I just wanted it to have a more finished touch, finished look. So I am just using my art glitter glue. If I can get it to come out. So we've had some birds just singing away here, and Clint's favorite bird is the meadowlark. And so, I mean, they have just been like right outside our door. And this is really the first year they've been like right here, which we've noticed that too with like the bluebirds and stuff, because we, you know, the bluebirds were up the road, but not necessarily like right in our yard or anything. They were like 2 miles up the road, but they've been kind of getting their coming in this direction, which is kind of fun to watch the bluebirds, because we have like an old shed outside and they make nests and stuff in it, so that's kind of fun to watch them kind of migrate, you know, just a couple miles up the road. I mean, we've been here for 21 years and we're just now seeing, you know, bluebirds and stuff in our yard. So we both love birds, so. But I just happened to hear one singing and stuff, and I thought I'd tell you guys about that. I have a method to my madness, huh? I tell you guys. So what I'm going to do is just put enough down here, and then I'll cut it to make it kind of fit. Here. You know, I pretty much use art glitter glue for everything, but you know, use whatever is your favorite. But that's all I've ever had. Again, I am using art glitter glue, and that will be in a link below. But I just like it. So I kind of like that. Let's see. I did get some lace for the cover. I don't know if it's going to work, but I really loved this lace. It might be too wide. And let's see. Might not work at all, you know. You never know. Actually, I have an idea, maybe. I mean, it's not bad, but I think I would like something brighter, like that really bright pink lace we had a couple of days ago, which is probably like right over here in my mess somewhere. So let me just kind of look. There it is. I found it. So I just want it to look nice, you know, and kind of like me, I guess. Because I think that's what we kind of aim for when we're making these is, you know, we make what we would like. At least that's what I do, because I find that if I try to gauge what other people like, it just doesn't come together. So I just make what I would like and, you know, do it like that because, I mean, if they don't sell or whatever, then you're kind of stuck with them. So that's what I do. And I wouldn't mind keeping, you know, most of the things I make. But I have a thing my niece would say, because I make like homemade rolls and stuff, especially for holidays. And my niece, she's 17 now, but she would, when she was a little bit smaller, she'd say, just take it, she can make more. And that's true, you know. I mean, if somebody wants something that I create, whether it's food or a junk journal or, you know, whatever, I can just make more because I'm the one with the recipe, so to speak. And, you know, she's right, I can. So, I don't know. I hate to use this and cover, you know, cover the whole thing up because I think it's so, what am I thinking? So, yeah, so pretty that you kind of hate to cover it up. And I kind of thought about this. That's kind of cool. But I also have all of those stickers from yesterday and this batch of stickers that I just found, which are kind of pretty, but I also don't want it to be too busy. I want it to be kind of, you know, put together. So, Michelle, what are you going to do? I don't know. Good thing Clint's not here. He'd be like, you're talking to yourself. So maybe like that. That's kind of cool. Kind of like that. I'm looking at it through the camera, so I can kind of get an idea. Let's see what else I can do. Let's see. I'm gonna see. Ooh, I forgot I had flowers and stuff. That might be pretty. Let me see which flowers I have. So last night, Clint wanted to go to bed early. He's just wasn't feeling very well. So we go to bed, and I get up, and I look outside, and the goats are in the front yard, which, you know, we kind of made a place for them. I mean, they have like an acre to run around on, and they're in the front yard. So they broke through the fence and got into the front yard, and oh, he was so mad. I'm like, honey. So, goats are, yeah, they're really, really smart, and it's really annoying. Oops. I was looking at this one right here, and maybe I would want it kind of down here. And I was thinking, wouldn't that be kind of pretty to put like the butterfly in the middle of it? Ooh, I think I really like that. But if I do that, I think I would want to use my hot glue gun because it is quite bulky. But I do like that. I kind of really like that. So, let's see, what do I want to do? Sorry, I'm kind of up in the air about what I want to do. And look at my mess. I'm not as organized as Gayle is, huh? I mean, I have these too, but I just don't know. Hi, Chloe. Chloe woke up. She was in there crying. She cries when she's ready to get up, you know, and tells us, Mama, I'm ready. Okay, I'm going to go ahead, hook up my hot glue gun, kind of, you know, finish my thought, whatever that is, on this, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how we're going to put it together. So, I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm not exactly sure where I'm going with this, and I have to stand up because there's a cat in my spot. I don't know. I am just going to use just a little ink on this just to kind of add another color. Sorry, that's Clint. Okay. And kind of blend it in a little bit better. Let me respond to him real quick. Okay. So now I kind of went through, I looked for this bias tape. I didn't see any more. That doesn't mean I don't have it. Doesn't mean I do. But I'm going to go ahead and save that. And then on the back, I'll put something else. Maybe I have another, you know, bias or something that I could put there. But I really like this, but I felt like I needed something like underneath one edge. So I was thinking about like this, maybe. So it would kind of be like that, and I kind of like that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. This is just some ribbon I actually picked up at the thrift store. They had a whole bunch of pieces of ribbon. So, and I'm going to use some art glitter glue because I like that and I think it stands up over time. But I'm also going to use some of my hot glue. So I'm going to do that. Let's kind of put a little bit here for our ribbon. But I also want to just put a little bit of the hot glue here as well. And what the hot glue is going to do is help it to stay immediately. But I think if for some reason it doesn't work over time, that the art glitter glue will kind of hold up over time. So, and I am using this hot glue gun. It's really, really hot. So, but I will link it below. Let me see if I can move my cat so I can sit down. I know. I love you. I love you. Daddy's on his way home. Okay. And then my thought is to go ahead and put hot glue on this and glue that down. I did put coffee paper on all of these printables because I wasn't sure how I'd use them. And actually, I think I'm gonna let's do straight. You guys know I don't typically do straight, but I really like how that looks. Be careful, baby, it's hot up here. I don't want her to burn her nose. But they're kind of needy today, and I'm not sure why, but you know. I like that. I think that looks really pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, I'm just going to put some art glitter glue. And I just put a whole bunch, and then I'll put like a blob of the hot glue in the center. And, you know, I don't know if it's necessary or not, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. And I want it to hold, you know, up through the test of time. So, maybe that. And I was still thinking about this butterfly. What do you guys think? I mean, I don't want it to cover up my word or anything. I kind of like that. Let's do that, and then I'll kind of draw our eye up. That's my story. Oh, I tell you guys. Okay, so I'm going to put it here, and I'm just doing the art glitter glue for that. And then I think we'll try to glue this down maybe with some hot glue. I don't want to use too much, but I also don't want it to, you know, come back up either. Where's my, I had my little spatula here somewhere so I wouldn't burn myself, but I don't see it. That's okay. So I have that, and then I had, is she laying on my stuff? Sophia, Sophia, are you laying on Mommy's stuff? Most likely she is, because that's how she... Ow! She is biting me, little stinker. She's like, I am, Mama, but, you know, I really don't care. So let's try, like, let's do a soft pink. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I got, like, 1,000 or something of these little beads. So I'm going to see if I can't, like, press it into the body of the butterfly. Put a little bit of art glitter glue. I know the art glitter glue holds these pretty well, so we'll just see how it works. Typically I would try to put 3 in there, but I think that will work. And ooh, I like that. Let's bring it up so you guys can see it better. So, and we'll check that. But I really like how that turned out. I think that's really cute. What do you guys think? So that is the front of the cover. And I still need to put a tie of some sort, but I'm still considering that. And I think we're going to call this video done. And when we come back, I'm going to let all this stuff dry. And later today, I'll come back and make a video for tomorrow. And we'll finish decorating it. I'm hoping to, like I said, to get this done in the next day or so. So I'm going to go set this aside, let everything dry, and we will see you guys in the next video. Be sure and hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, give this video a big thumbs up, and we will see you guys in the next video. You guys have a wonderful day.